road running in a year and a half span from 22 to the end of calendar year 23. We increased our business about 50%, and we were actually on our projected plan. With our internal growth lagging a bit behind in employees, but we had recognized some efficiencies in our build and our construction, but we were well on our way. Come mid-24, we saw a significant decline in the market that continued through 25, exacerbated by the tariffs, and business declined to about 22.5% in revenue, and that not only kind of idled our, I guess the godsend in all that, we had no forced layoffs or cutbacks, but by attrition we had a retirement of 5 employees, and as a company our size, fairly significant, but this slowdown in the market turn really continued through our worst month in the last 5 years was January of this year. And since that point, we've seen a significant turnaround, and are currently looking to fill 6 open positions and resume our growth curve. But since February, our business backlog and it has grown to levels that we saw in 23. I mean, the bounce back has been significant. I think the real positive and the sign for us is yes, we did meet our spends. We put on both personal and real properties. So the infrastructure's in place. We're here to stay. We're growing. The growth, we outspent our projection on salaries by 25%. So it's a statement, I think, to the community, to our employees that our intention is to grow the business. The challenges I think we still face, while we see the opportunity now to begin the rehires with the business back in place, is finding the talent. So you see the numbers come in at a little lower with the new hires. We've just not been able to tap the talent, so we're bringing everybody in really from the ground up in those levels. But what I'm seeing now is the 6 positions this year and probably equal next year. Don't know that it will be at 60 by the end of 27. I think we're probably closer to the end of 28 there. So,
okay.
Questions?
Any questions?
So the 6 open positions they're available currently?
Yes.
And do we know the average hourly wage for those positions?
They're across the board, but they'll meet, dependent upon the skill level, they'll meet or exceed what we had projected as we get them to the skill level.
Okay, so it's multiple different.
It
levels,
is. They're
yeah.
across.
There's no average.
We're talking admin,
Yeah.
machinist, foundry, and forge workers.
You mentioned January of 26 was your worst month. What do you attribute the rebound from?
We had we'll go back to our business is pretty broad based. So we saw our first decline in electronics market. We supply product to chip building manufacturers, and that market's been down for 2.5 years. Probably the hottest item for us right now is marine defense, and a lot of that was tied up in budget bills for about 9 months at the federal level, and so that all contributed to being down. And the reversal is the major push on marine defense. We're one of the a few domestic suppliers of some of the aluminum bronzes and things used in the process.
Any other questions? Lisa stole mine. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Any discussion? I mean, one of the things I like seeing is a trajectory, and they appear to be on a good trajectory, meeting and exceeding the investment and also the average wages. So I would be inclined to say that they are in substantial compliance with both of their abatements.
I would agree. Are we, is this 12 and 5?
Yes.
Okay. I would make a motion to approve KC 2026-12 12 and -05.
11 and 12, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So C 2026, 11, and 12, move to approve.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So we do find them in compliance, and thank you very much for coming in and speaking with us. All right, so that is all the old business. New business, we move on to cases C 2026-31 and 32, Ortho America.
Yes, so Ortho America proactively contacted me and said they are down with some of their employees. They met their real property investment, but they're below on their personal property investment. They've had some changes as they moved things around. So they wanted to come and proactively explain to you what was going on. So Brian Szymanski is here today from the company to kind of give you an overview and help you understand what you're seeing in the data here. So Brian?
Yeah, good morning. I want to thank the council for your time and consideration today. My name is Brian Szymanski. I'm a consultant with McGuire Sponsolware, so we're here on behalf of Ortho America. My firm helped them secure this original property tax abatement. So just as a refresher, this project goes back to 2021, and the spark for what drove the discussion about property tax abatement as well as state level incentives was the acquisition and relocation of an operation out in Denver, Colorado. At the time, they could have kept operations there, or they started doing some site selection and ended up zeroing in on Franklin. So as a result of the support from the local Economic Development Commission as well as the state, the company was able to move forward with the project and relocating everything over to Franklin. From the original estimates, I think this was brought up last year as well as addressed in some earlier conversations this year, is that the reason the company is behind on the real property side is because the bulk majority of that $1.8 million investment was related to the construction of an additional building on the property adjacent to their facility. That was at the time when the SB1s and the resolutions were passed, the biggest driver for that was the potential M&A activity of relocating and filling that. So a lot of that was going to be driven based off M&A activity as opposed to hiring as a result of current operations. Since then, because that fell through, at this time, the company does not have plans or need that additional real property building. In my conversations with them, they did remove a dilapidated building and they cleaned it up, so they made sure at least the property itself, the land, is no longer an eyesore. So at this time, I think as you mentioned, Dana, companies hit about 72 employees out of the 100 projected. So they are still committed to achieving as close as they can to that 100 employee mark. And on the personal property side, there will be continued investment over the next couple years. A lot of that is being driven based off of new products and additional market opportunity. So again, at this time, no plans for the real property building expansion. I'll let Brendan provide a little bit more detail as well, or answer any questions you guys have.
Yes, I'm Brandon Bernacchi, owner of Ortho America, CEO at RMO. I'm here for any questions you may have in relation to what we've already discussed.
Any questions?
If you can give us just a brief description of what was spent, or what would the 505,000 was used on then? Is that in current facility?
Yes, sir, that's in the current facility
Okay.
at 2165 Earlywood Drive.
So instead of the 1.8 being spent on the new, we spent the 505 on the existing?
That is correct.
Okay. And on the personal property, was that supposed to, that investment in the new building, or is that all in the existing?
No, that-
Originally planned for new building and now used for existing?
That is correct.
Okay.
To be clear, there were multiple M&A, there were multiple companies during that COVID period that we had a high confidence rate that would close on and move, into these multiple facilities, the existing facility and the new facility that would be constructed. And, one of them hit and one of them did not.
You've mentioned in the last two letters unforeseen circumstances as kind of being a driver of failure to increase the number of employees. Could you touch on that a little bit as far as maybe what some of those were?
Yeah, so I've been in manufacturing leadership for 26 years and had never done a turnaround business. So the business that we acquired in Denver, Colorado, we had 120 employees, and they were losing about $3.5 million per year. And every single facet of I've never done that before. Every single facet of the business, from the people, the process, the systems, everything needed attention, investment, people, process, et cetera. And there were too many to count unforeseen issues, from cybersecurity to hiring to regulatory that were within our control within the four walls. And then outside unforeseen circumstances, the gentleman before mentioned, you had market conditions. Some of our raw materials come from Japan. Well, a good bulk of our raw materials come from Japan, and on a daily basis, we had no idea what those costs of the materials would be with the tariffs. The market itself in orthodontic and orthodontic treatments, we do business in 90 different countries. More than half of our business is outside of the United States. And it has been, it's been a heart attack chart the last 5 years. And I think the biggest driver in that is the new normal post-COVID and how doctors operate today versus what they did before. It is very, very, very different in 2026 compared to 2020. And I could talk on that for many months, but so those are the key drivers and the unforeseen circumstances.
Do you anticipate the employment base that you have here staying stable or potentially growing, or just kind of hanging out as is?
We anticipate to grow. As a matter of fact, we had one new start. We had a customer service manager start yesterday. This was a job that was it was a remote position that was in Denver, Colorado. We want to bring, we still have about probably 10 or 12 folks spread across the United States, another 40 in Strasbourg, France, 37 to be exact. And it's, some of the lessons learned as we talked, the new norms, we operate much more efficiently and a heck of a lot better when we're all in the same room in Franklin, Indiana. And So we want to continue to bring those jobs in-house. And then we also have, we have some key initiatives that with new products, new markets that would also drive employment numbers up.
Okay. Any other questions? Any thoughts?
New markets, what type of new markets? Is this outside of the medical industry or still remaining within that?
No, still
Dental.
within the medical device industry. So 2 weeks ago, we received our MDR certificate. So that puts us at globally, of all the medical device manufacturers in the world, we are one of 11% of medical manufacturers that hold this certificate that allows us to do business in hundreds of countries. So these would be geographic markets within our core competencies. I got enough on my plate. I'll stay working with teeth.
Thank you.
I mean, my initial thought was, we're over halfway through the abatement. Those aren't significant sizes in terms of amounts. The plan is for growth. They're proactively here. I would move to approve case C 2026-31. Is it 3-4 as well?
3-2.
Or 3-1 and 3-2? I would move to approve. Motion to comply.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So we do find them in compliance. And we do really want to express our appreciation for coming in proactively. It really helps us out a lot as well. Thank you.
Thank you for your support.
And also for those in the audience, and just to make sure everybody understands, when you have an abatement like this, these are basically performance-based. So the abatement is for the amount that was spent. So I don't want anybody to think that they're getting an abatement on dollars that they're not. These are dollars that they have spent and they have invested.
Appreciate the clarification.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll move on. Case C 2026-02, B2S.
Yes, B2S Life Sciences, as they have consistently shown, they have been above in wages, in employment, in investment, everything that they're doing, they continue to thrive and do very well right across the street. So, very good company.
If everyone was like this, our job would be very easy.
Yes.
Do we have a motion for approval?
I'll move to approve C 2026-02 for B2S Life Sciences.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So we do find them in compliance. And we'll move to C 2026-06 for Essex Solutions.
Yes, we can actually take the next three together. This first one, 2026-06, is for a different resolution, but the numbers are very similar, I think, as long as we acknowledge that they're three different resolutions. But again, this is another company that is really outperforming their expectations. They've done very, very well. They've completed their expansion on Essex Drive. They're moving forward very strongly. They are above in all of their investments, their wages, their employment numbers, everything. Just doing excellent.
Okay, so we can take cases C 2026-6, -7, and -8 all together. Do we have a motion for approval?
Move to approve C 2026-06, -07, and 08. Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So we do find them in compliance for all three of those. So we'll move to C 2026-09 Franklin Tech Park.
Yes, this is where Aishin Industries is located. We did receive Aishin's CF1 last month for this CF1 for the personal property. This is the real property that is owned by this corporation of Franklin Tech Park. So this is the real property improvements. Just as Aishin exceeded their expectations for personal property, the real property has also been exceeded. These employment numbers are from Aishin, so they're the same ones that you saw last month, and again, above in wages and employment.
Okay, any discussion or a motion?
Move to approve case 2026-09.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? So we do find them in compliance. And we'll move to C 2026-10 for G&H Wire.
Yes, G&H Wire, again, this is the building that is owned by Patch Development at 40 Linville Way. We saw the real property numbers last month from Patch, which were above the estimates. These are numbers directly from G&H Wire. They are the ones that did the personal property as well. As you can see, they are above in their investment for personal property, but they are below considerably for their employees. They are in the same sector as Ortho America. They also do strictly, they make braces and teeth things, so they are continuing to struggle. They're continuing to have the same problems. I did speak with them, and they said a part of it is that they are really struggling to find people that will stay and work. I'm not really sure what's going on with that culture or whatever, but they just continue to face those headwinds, and that was their reasoning for hiring, for not hiring, I should say.
Someone here.
Hi.
Hi, I'm not sure if you expected me or not.
I did not.
I kind of got elected at the last minute to show up.
That's
for,
okay.
Our
Yeah,
leadership.
if you'll just sign in
Oh,
too,
sure,
please. Yes.
So our leadership team is actually on an off-site meeting this week for a strategy plan to grow sales and hopefully meet our numbers in the future. But
Could you also state your name? I'm sorry.
Yeah, my name is Angel Hahn, and I'm the controller. And
Okay.
I've been there for 18 years. I can give you a lot of history on the company and all that, but the main reason is our sales are down. You know, we've not been able to hire based upon the sales level that we're at right now, and we struggle. We're a global company, and so we've run into the same issues that Ortho America has run into. A lot of times we have problems with getting regulatory work done in order to sell in other countries, so we struggle in that area. But the main reason is it's just a soft market right now globally, and we're about 65% foreign sales as opposed to in the United States.
Just looking at some of the numbers from your average wages went down from 2024 to 2025 by about $3 an hour. Your total salaries went down by about $800,000. Obviously, you say your sales are down, but are there other factors that could possibly be in that? Because it looks like you have around the same number of employees, but the salaries have gone down.
I would say that's more of a top leadership change, because we've had a couple of leadership changes over the last few years. And so those outlying salaries, if you got rid of those at the top, you would see that our actual salaries in the plant continue to grow.
Is the management team, are they using a third party to help with the strategic plan?
Not this year.
Okay.
That we have in the past. But we have a brand-new CEO and CFO right now, so the future will, we'll have to see how the future goes, but as of right now, it's all in-house. And I will say that some of the employee numbers, we fell into the trap of hiring remote people as well, and we're going to steer away from that this year. The new leadership is very much on board with having people with boots on the ground in our plant, and we all work better that way.
So based on new leadership, it's probably premature for you to even speculate on what your growth potential might be this year?
I would say, yes. We did hire 8 people at the beginning of the year out in the plant. So they were temps, and we we turned them to full-time employees, so, and I know we have some marketing positions open, we have a couple of engineering positions open, so we'll be adding some heads this year, I just don't know how many.
Are you seeing a rebound like ortho at all yet? Or
March was good. March was good, so we have some hope there. It's, I think it's too early to tell.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a soft year in '25, so we'll see, hopefully.
If they're off doing the strategic plan now, I'd be interested in hearing it next month,
Okay.
so.
So, yeah, well, I would like to hear about that as well, just kind of what the plan is going forward, because I know last year, when you guys were in, you said you'd anticipate increase headcount by 20 to 30, but that didn't happen, and so this is kind of like a second year of
Yeah.
no real improvement, so I would be inclined to have them come in next month as well with more of a concrete plan detail.
Yeah, and in particular, that was the Mexican facility that we have. It's a Maquiladora. And the intent was to move that up here, and that's been put on hold we ran into some technology issues there and with some regulatory issues to get that moved up here. So I think that's still on the horizon. I just don't know how soon that could happen.
Okay. So do we have a motion to table case C 2026-10 G&H Wire to ask them to come in next month?
Yeah, motion to table C 2026-10 until next month.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So we will table that and ask them to come in next month, and thank you.
Angel, I'll send you an email with all of the details for the next month meeting to make sure we have that. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you. All right, so we'll move to C 2026-21 for MTEA.
For this first, MTEA has two CF1s for us. For this first one, this is the last year for the abatement. This is also in a partial year, as this was for personal property, and as we know, that can be done in phases. So this is not even a full amount that they are being abated. It's like 0.5%, however you want to table that. It's pretty tight. Yes, but they, as you can see, while they are below in the number of employees, their salaries are substantially up, and they did exceed their expectations on investment.
Any discussion? You said this is the last year for that.
This is last year. It's in a partial year.
Any discussion or a motion for KC 2026-21?
Move to approve case 2026-21.
Seconded.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? So we do find them in compliance for that one. Now we'll move to C 2026-22 MTEA.
Yes. This was a 3-year abatement. This is the second year, so they still have one more year to go on this. They are below in employees, but as you can see, they are definitely above in their wages. They are slightly below in their personal property expectations. My understanding was that, and we've run into this before with Japanese companies, they are purchasing equipment from Japan and they're estimating in American dollars, and then you get into when they actually purchase it, while they're purchasing, the value is what they said that it would be. It was down because of the value between the yen and the dollars and the exchange. So in American dollars, they were short. In the yen dollars, they exceeded. It's weird.
One more time, please.
Sure, Eric.
Did you have any comment on their employee numbers being down?
As part of the equipment that came in, when I talked to Linda Brown there, this equipment is well, after COVID, as so many other companies did, they were beginning to see issues with hiring and hiring skills, particular skills. So when they purchased this equipment, they really looked at more of an automation style. They don't need as many employees, so they're actually being more efficient with what they have. But they are pretty consistently hiring. They basically will, anytime someone comes in, if they have any skills, they are more than willing to talk to them. I'm not sure that they're going to continue to hire as much. They did also have several employees that retired this year, or retired in '25, I'm sorry. So that kind of skewed the numbers just a little bit as well.
I know we kind of have a theme of not penalizing a company for being efficient.
Yes.
And it does look like they're way up on their average hourly wage. I mean,
They are.
they've blown through that. $35 an hour is terrific, and salaries are way up. So do we have any discussion or a motion on case C 2026-22?
Motion to approve case C 2026-22.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? So we do find them in compliance, and we'll move to C 2026-23 for NSK.
Yes, this is actually in a partial abatement. This should be their last year for this. So as you can see with their numbers, they were also one, if you will recall the history of this one, that got affected by that yen to dollar value. That's why they look so much lower, not as big a difference, or not as small a difference as MTEA had. Based on their numbers from when they gave us these 12 years ago, they are down slightly in employees. But again, this is the partial, and these are numbers based on, like I said, 11 years ago estimate too, so.
Any discussion on that?
We got to take them separately, right?
These we do because they are
Okay.
very different.
Motion to approve case C 2026-23.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? So we find that one in compliance, and we'll move to the next NSK, which is C 2026-24.
They are above in their estimates for investment, above in the estimates for wages. They are slightly below in employees. They were above in employees last year. Not sure kind of what's going on there, but they are down a little bit in employees. They really didn't give a specific reason as to why. This is also, this is the last full year for this one. I think there will be one more partial year that we will see next year for this.
Even though the employees are down, I mean,
Wages
I would like to
are-
just, or wages, I'm sorry, keep an eye on that kind of, but I'm
Sure.
not inclined to be too concerned about that. So do we have a motion for approval on C 2026-24?
Move to approve C 2026-24.
Seconded.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So those are in compliance. And then these next two we can take together, C
Yes.
2026-25 and 26 for NSK.
Yes, so these, this is the new project. They are almost completed. It was scheduled to be completed by the end of 2026. So they are continuing to be right in line with where they said they would. They are a little bit below still in their investments because they're going to make the final investments this year. It's been a multi-year project. They are above in their employees and much above in their wages.
Any other discussion or a motion on cases C 2026-25 and 26?
Move to approve cases C 2026-25 and 26.
Second.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So we do find those in compliance, and then we'll move to C 2026-28 for NSK Precision.
This one is also in a partial year. This is not a full year. This is finishing up the personal property. Above in wages, above in investment. They are below in numbers, but again, these numbers are from 12 years ago, so.
Move to approve case 2026-28.
Seconded.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So we do find them in compliance, and we can take the next two together, C 2026-29 and 30 for NSK Precision.
Yes, so again, this is another project. So NSK Corp had their project where they were doing the additions and the build-out. This is NSK Precision's project. It is also scheduled to be completed this year. They are on pace as they estimated everything to be done. So the rest of the investment that they're still a little bit short in will be made this year. Again, just as before, it's a multi-year project. They are below in their employees. The anticipation from Kyle is that they're going to hire more as it comes in this year, as they get the rest of this finished. This was more of adding employees at the end of the project as opposed to ongoing.
Do we know if they've started that hiring process yet?
I believe that they have. I don't think they've ramped it up real strong, but they have
It's not
started.
finished.
No, it is not finished.
Okay.
Okay, any discussion or motion on cases C 2026-29 and 30?
Move to approve cases C 2026, 29, and 30.
Second?
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? So we do find them in compliance, and then we'll move to the last one for today, C 2026-33, Tube Forming Systems, Overton Industries.
Yes, this is the real property. They are below in their personal property investments. I don't anticipate them obviously meeting that. They have one more year, so this is the second year. They have one, this is the next to the last year. Next year will be their last year for this. They are down in some employees, but I know that they are actively hiring to bring them back. They are definitely above in wages.
Yeah, I mean, almost $40 an hour.
Yeah,
for
they are really
wages.
paying very well.
Good, so. Any other discussion or a motion on case C 2026-33?
Move to approve 2026-33.
Seconded.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So we do find them in compliance. And we'll move to other business, the Economic Development Fee Grant.
Yes, so this year, let me get my book out here so I can give you the correct amount. We have a total of $108,262.75. Last year, we had $107,679.08, so we're pretty consistent in terms of what we have. So we definitely have some really good opportunities here. We did, as you recall, Ellen worked really hard to get the grant application updated, everything going, so this all represents those changes that she brought to you before. Everything is ready to go. I do have one question that was asked of me of a nonprofit. When we do this, we do ask for their full budget. Is it possible, because of some privacy, some sponsor issues and things like that, is it possible for us to see the budget but not have it listed with the public documents? That's definitely an Ellen question.
Probably not.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure and let everybody know. So we'll keep that as is. So if you are happy, if you have everything that you need, I can send this out to, as the statute says, I can send this out to any of the nonprofits working specifically in the areas of economic development within the city limits of Franklin.
Did that number change at all of the people? Didn't.
Is that the number that qualifies?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, do we need a motion to ask to send those out? Do we know that? Or can we
Do we
just,
normally do that?
I don't know.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Like to have a motion to approve sending out the grant application as written.
Move to approve to send out the grant applications as written.
Seconded.
We have a first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? So we will send that out.
Okay, so I will send those out today to all of the qualifying nonprofits, and then I will have the proposals ready. Hopefully, we can get those back by the 1st of May. And then I know it'll be a little bit tighter, so I'll try to give them a little bit more leeway, work through this. And then we will have the proposals for you for your May 12th meeting.
Okay.
What are you looking at me for?
Because I want to make sure you remember your meeting.
to look that way, there's nobody that way.
That is a
Step
good
down.
point.
So, any other business? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
We have first and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.